Today we will do another functionality, another concept of Swift language. Today we will do functions. Functions are some, we can say it is a building block of your code. Functions, mainly functions are used as just a chunk of lines in a block which do specific task. So closures are also one type of functions. So in Swift, functions are declared like this: functions, func, your function name, your function name, name, and then this is a simple function. This is simple function, and which is not returning or not getting any values. So if I print this function, hello 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 world, so it will give me a result, hello world, if I call this function. Your your fox function. So or I've got the result hello functions. Here this is a simple functions which is not getting any values and not returning any values, but it is doing the task that I have given to in this block of codes in these curly brackets. So okay, another part is that we can send arguments and arguments and show and do that value, do the operations in that blocks, like for add operations. Here I am sending two values, value a value, a is of integer type, int type, and another is b of integer type. If I here I give the two values, and here I have to make addition in this although it will produce something. Or now I am getting error because my functions are not according to my syntax. So it will like this: integer 4 and integer 6. Now I am calling function with arguments, with some arguments. Here are some errors. Okay, okay, okay. Orders. I believe that I have not uh, add your function. Okay, not using these things. Okay, we are getting values. 4 plus 6, we are passing our values to the add function, and give us a result what we are given operation, this calculation according to our calculations. Another thing, so that I'm providing that you can this is all boilerplate codes. This is code that you can also skip. You can also simply write these things by 4, add 4 and 6 by doing this 4 and 6. So if you see this error, this dot operation fixed code, it say that you have to write a and b. So but we don't want a and b, but we can skip this by doing simple task in this here, this thing in the code in our definition, and all our errors will be removed because we have a error at it underscore. So simply our values will be added. We don't have to overwrite, we have not have to write a and b. Another thing we are going to cover here is what are variadic functions. Variadic functions, if you carefully notice in the print function, you will see that variadic, you see that this is function is also variadic, print is also variadic functions, because here you can write number of inputs like a dot a dot a. So how this is possible. You can make your own function varitic function by simply changing syntax of arguments. So if sometimes we need that we want addition of number of objects like 4 6, then 7 8 randomly we need 10, something like that. But we have to redefine our definition. We have to redefine our definition of add. So how we can use varitic here, so that according to our user inputs, uh, according to our custom inputs, our function do calculations. This is also possible by simply write this code, line of code here in if you will use this as a that we don't have to use numbers source dot int then three dots will confirm us that this is a variable functions. And for here we can add our where we can for loop our numbers and numbers number for loop in our number values. If you see this for loop, it say that it's a now array. So this is a square bracket of integer type. So this numbers is a array of integers. So it will parse our all number array, all numbers in that in number arrays. So our output will be like that. If you and we are missing some respective operators. Now our sum is not, but we are just parsing our numbers. But we can also add give a sum of we can also add like this variable count is equals to 0 and here we can give that count as a plus equals to number, and here we can print out our count value. So result is 112. We have add our values that we are giving custom values, like it can be 1, it can be 10, it can be many numbers. So according to our range it will be there. If we add 255, it will throw errors. Now it's as okay, since we are giving count, it is changing to that integer. If we write here integer 8, here it will give error because range for integer, maximum value for integer is 255. So it's going beyond our integer values. So you have to be careful that if you are already adding some numbers of some types, your range should be that it can validate your number, that it should be between that range. So we will write integer here because integers maximum values well, now we can check a maximum value of this integers right now, which is what is the maximum value of this integer by writing this max values of integer dot max. So maximum value for this integer is very huge number. So we can add any type of number because the integer value is 9 to 3 to 7 long numbers. But if you have using unsigned integers whose value is 255, maximum value is 255, so it will not satisfy this condition. So you have to take care of that your integer data type should be uppercase, your maximum, that your all conditions satisfied. Another thing is we will cover here in function is that the return types. In a Swift return, sometimes we want a chunk of code to do some creation and return values. So here we will use this return values can be a single value or can be tuples, but here we will cover simple values, that is integers or double. So it will be double. So our now it is producing an error because we are not returning some values. So missing return in a function expected to return a double value. So we are expecting some double value to return some return syntax here. Pull out count as a double value count. Since our count is of integer, now we are sending back a integer value, so we have to typecast our value from integer to double. So writing double count, our value will be satisfied, our conditions will be satisfied. So this is how we can return uh, our values with functions by using this keyword. It can be any you can use tuples, you can return also closure, also you can simple values also. Okay, one more feature of function is that now in Swift you can use nested functions. Like here if I use this function like function add one more here it will take my values integers. I believe that double should be good. Value double and print some values here. So you can in Swift you can use your nested functions if required in your functionalities. So I can call this function here in my code like this. So here it will since it's demanding for integer values, so I will give that value. So sum is called in my add functions. Another nested function is called in my function. So this is the features that can be used. So this is all about functions. And one more thing is in and out operations. Sometimes when we send these parameters, when we send these parameters, we are sending like passing by values. We are giving extra space in the memory, and we are passing new values. But this by in-out operations, we will pass a value by reference. That same address will be used. Our function value which are used in our different contexts will have same value will be used in these functions. Like this example, swap two numbers. Here I will use a function swap to number function, and here I will take two variables. One is a to be swapped with in-out variables, in-out integers, with another variable b whose value will be also in-out, means it will be a pass by reference. And now function for in-out variable will be like that. Let me remove this. Will be like that. Variable temporary values. We will reserve a value here, and for a values we will give our b values, and for our b values we will give the temporary reserve values. Okay. Now if we call this code, if we call swap function go Wait, let's define two variable a value was 3, and let b values is 4. Should be variable because it will change in further program. So now swap functions, temporary a will be 3 and the temporary 4 is b value. Here is a values. We print new values. It will return or swap values. A will be 4 and b will be 3 because we have made a function who is taking 3 value by references. As you see that here is a dollars and sign operators means we are passing the value by reference. So print a values and print b value. So we will see her result. So first of all, our a value was 3 which is now changed to 4. Our b value was 4 which is now changed to 3. So this is the use of in-out operation where we using pass by references, that we don't need extra variables in our function. It will use that this variation become variables. This a and integer type become variables, not as a it will not act as a constants like constants. So this is just about functions. We have covered here what are function, how parameters values can be sent, how it can return, what type of values can returns. We have discussed the variety parameters, that we can send number of parameters from 1 to n, any time of number of arguments by using periodic parameters. We have covered about the nested functions and we have covered about in-out parameters. Thanks. This is about functions.